St. Basil's was the best decision we've made for our kids. Well, we have 8 children, and so we've been at St. Basil's for 15 years. We picked St. Basil's when we decided to move into the area before we actually picked our house. We found the school and then found the house around that, the school.
When we came here, we felt like this was a place that was somewhat like a family, and we were really impressed with how small the school was, but how everybody seemed to know everybody else, and it seemed to be a really wonderful place to come to.
But what made it perfect for us, is, I think, is the caring attitude that you have of the teachers and the staff here at St. Basil's that really made it an extension of our home. They cared about your children. They looked out for your children. You had the personal attention that you needed to have and what you want to have at a school. And I think the big thing for us in looking back at the time that our children were at St. Basil's is that they were well cared for and really had a good, strong academic background.
I wanted a school where the teachers were role models, where my kids could look up to them. I wanted a school where God was present. I wanted a school where prayer was present. I wanted a school where they celebrated Christmas and Easter and not winter break and winter holiday and spring break. I wanted Christmas and Easter.
The teachers, with their dedication, being here, they have a lot of great events that they do throughout the year. It's just everybody's a family here. Even after you graduate, after your kids graduate, you still see them at church, you see them around, and it's just one big happy family.
I came to St. Basil's during Catholic School Week, and it just felt like coming home. Everybody was so warm and welcoming, and I actually brought my son, who would be attending kindergarten the following year, and he just fell in love with the kindergarten room and the teacher and the whole school environment.
I feel St. Basil's was an excellent foundation for them, not just for academics, but just for life in general. There were so many wonderful experiences here, friendships and extracurriculars and sports and the play. But there are definitely 2 things that stand out when I think about their time spent at St. Basil's. One area where I feel they were really helped was the nurturing of their work ethic. My children have a very good work ethic, but this environment nurtured that. So they were challenged, and when they did well, they were rewarded. And when they needed help, they were supported in needing that help. That foundation that they've been given has helped them be so successful in high school.
I mean, all 8 of our children have attended here. 5 of them have been through and graduated, and 3 are currently here. And the thing that we felt at the time when we were first looking at St. Basil's, and the thing we feel today most strongly, is the caring and nurturing atmosphere at St. Basil's. I mean, the staff here is truly cares for our children and all the children that go here.
My older daughter has pretty much nothing but good memories of St. Basil's. In fact, she still laments that that she's missing the fun and the camaraderie and just all the good times, in her exact words, that she had at St. Basil's, and she misses all the teachers. And whenever she gets a day off, she comes back here to visit everybody. She just she misses everything about the school, and she really enjoyed her time here, and she did really well too.
My children made great friends when they came to St. Basil's, and the parents. My husband and I made great friends from my children's friends.
They really had the strong discipline and academic fundamentals that you need to excel at the next level, all under the true guidance of a Catholic education.
Their class, they went through, 9 years with each other, beginning in kindergarten, some began in pre-K, so they really were like best friends. They were like brother and sister in each of their classes.
I really like the idea of the kids in the older grades here at 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, a lot of kids who are in public school, they go off to middle school, and those are awkward years. They're low man on the totem pole, not a whole lot of self-confidence. When you come to St. Basil's or a lot of Catholic schools, as you grow through the school, you kind of become a bigwig, and finally you get to that year where you get to experience some of the traditions you've waited to experience since you were in 1st, 2nd grade, things like that. And nobody slips through the cracks. The teachers have a way of knowing each kid and making sure that they're really working to their potential. So that's another thing I loved about St. Basil's and having my kids here.
The other major influence I think that St. Basil's had was a sense of community. This is the right size school for the type of children I have. And it was also very nice for me because as a working mom, I couldn't necessarily always get into the classroom to see what was going on. But because of the community nature of the environment here, I knew if they needed help, they got it. I knew if there was an issue or something that the teachers were sensing might be problematic, that I was going to get a phone call about it. So I always felt comfortable knowing that even though I couldn't be here and be really hands-on, I knew exactly what was going on every day, day in and day out.
It's interesting because they have really younger siblings. My oldest, there's 15 years between the oldest and the youngest. They love to hear stories about St. Basil's. They love to go back. They've come to Christmas concerts. If they're home from college, they'll come to events the kids are in. They'll stop in and they'll pick them up at practices and go to basketball, right? Like all different things that they still are tied in. They see their friends. They know kids from 8th grade that they still stay in touch with, even though they've gone to different schools. And they kind of like that connection. They always want to know what's going on at St. Basil's, from the younger ones.
I've had comments back from several of her teachers last year and also this year. Teachers who didn't know anything about her other than that she was in their class either in 9th grade or 10th grade. And they wanted to know, where did she come from in terms of how well prepared she was, especially both of her English teachers, 9th and 10th grade, both commented positively on how well prepared she was for the honors English classes that she's in.
My son still works here. He has volunteer requirements for his high school, and he works every Sunday here at the CCD. So he's back in his old homestead every Sunday morning assisting with CCD class.
And we've been extremely happy with the education that our 3 children had here at St. Basil's. I have one daughter in high school. She's in all honors and AP classes. I have 2 in college. They both attend St. Joseph's University. We're more than prepared for high school and college, and I really believe a lot of that was their foundation they got here at St. Basil's.
I drive the kids in school each day on my way to work, and to me, it almost feels like I'm dropping them at a relative's house or a close friend's house. I know they're going to be looked after, well cared for, and taught well. And so that's a really nice feeling.
I think it's critical that your religion has to be continually instilled in your children. And a strong Catholic education that reinforces that education throughout the day and the knowledge of your religion is very important.
St. Basil was the best decision we ever made for our children's education because our children are close to God, because our children learn so much, and because our children were well prepared to succeed in life.
St. Basil's was the best decision I could have made for my kids.
St. Basil's was the best decision we've made for our kids.
St. Basil's was definitely the best decision I made for my kids based in their education because it gave them such a strong foundation, not only for what they learned educationally, but for their morals and their values, and having religion being more than just going to church on Sunday, but just being a part of their everyday life, and the value of prayer and the value of faith in their lives that they still carry today. I know that both my kids in college still go to church every Sunday, so that makes you feel good because you're not there making sure that they do. In fact, my daughter who's in college is rooming with one of her friends from grade school at St. Basil's. So there you go.